Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to making an eye. So in this video I'm going to model an eye and texture it and just kind of go through that process. So right now we've got these base template eyes. I'm just going to hide those and kind of start over. So before we even get into, where should we put this, I'm just going to hide that. We're going to start with a sphere. And I want to rotate this. Because I know that I'm doing an animal, I'm going to rotate this way. So I'm going to do that now. I just need to go a little bit to figure out which axis this is. And then go 90 and then hit enter. And then we're going to pop over into either the front or the side. Most likely the side. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is go into my edge mode. I'm going to select this. Let me turn off symmetry. Let me select that edge, and I'm just gonna kind of scale this down a little bit so I can come in here and I can drag select, and I'm doing this so that I get the back as well. So I'm gonna select that one. I'm gonna select this one. Just basically skipping over every single edge. And this will give me a sphere that's in quads. Now there's other ways to make spheres out of quads, but I'm not going to go over that. I'm just going to go over this. So popping back into perspective. All right, I've got all quads here, and on the back, all quads. So this is going to be like the pupil area. Let's go back to perspective. Whoops. Vertex. Just want to figure out which side to work on. All right, that side. So I'm going to click, shift click, and then still holding shift, double click there. And I've got this nice little ring. I'm just going to scale that down a little. And then flatten it. And then I'm going to pull it back. I should have also grabbed these middle ones. All I need to do is just grab that middle vertex and pull that back as well. I'm going to insert an edge loop around one of these edges. Whoa, did not want that. Right there. Maybe right there. There's a bunch of other things that I can do with this. So I can take these, select my inner faces. I can extrude this and then just pull it back. So I'll do like first one, extrude, pull it back again, extrude, one more time, pulling it back, extrude, scale it in. And then when we're looking at this from, far away, it'll look much more like an eyeball. So let's go back over here, and really I'm just going to look at this, and I only need, oops, hello, come on, faces. Really only need like these. So I can pop back over into my side view and then do UV editor, and then create camera based. So this is like my main portion of the eye. and then the rest, I'm just going to do the same camera based. And if I press the second icon, this will show me which is flipped. So red is flipped. So right click, go to UV shell, select that shell, modify, flip. And then what I'm going to do is flatten this out a little. So I'm going to go to my tools, go to the unfold. This brings up my brush. I can make my brush bigger or smaller by holding B, clicking and dragging, and then I'm just going to paint over this. Because this is going to be all white and we're never really going to see it, I can make this super small. So pressing W to go back into selection, UV shell, select R to scale, and scale that sucker down. So the next portion is where we want to kind of spend a little bit more time. So most likely, let's see, if I select a face, that's right there. Where's that one? So I'll select all of those. I'm gonna double check that I actually have everything selected. I'm gonna do Control 1 to do that, and clearly I've missed some faces. So I'll just come in here, Shift, click, click, double click, 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 double click. Control 1 just to double check. All right, so that's everything in there. And this can be just, you know, another create from camera. And then I'll move it over here. This is going to be our iris. Sorry, our blanking on the word when I'm trying to find my tools. So this doesn't have to be perfect because this is all going to be the same color. It's just going to be black. And then this is going to be our color of the iris. So pupil iris. Just to make sure, let me pop into the perspective. So I want this. Create camera based, and I actually want to keep that there. So this is going to be like the biggest part. And then this actually is going to be white. So I can also just, you know, UV shell, select that, just kind of reproject this. Make sure to flip it, so modify, flip. Oops. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can also just have another ring of white. So this is going to be our eye. Doesn't matter that these are different shells because they're going to be different colors. So let's go ahead and select our UVs. Do a image UV snapshot. Make sure to double check where this file path is going. Save it to my source images. So this is my eye UV underscore out. PNG 2K texture apply and close. File open. So I'm swapping over to Photoshop. I'm going to go to Google Drive. Projects, creature, workspace, source images, and then grab that UV out PNG. And then I'm just going to go ahead and open that up. So this is my UV layer. Go to double click to just type in UV. Going to add a new layer, press G to bring up the paint bucket, press X to switch my paint colors. Click here to go all black, pull that beneath, and then create a new layer. So this is my pupil, so that can stay all black. I need a white, so I'll press X, and then B to get to the brush. This is going to be all white. If I wanted to, I could add veins here. If I really wanted to, I could get like a special brush and do that. Where did all my brushes go? Kind of like a light reddish. Way too big. On something like maybe even smaller. There we go. I probably should have done this on a separate layer, but that's all right. Just gonna do some Y branches. If we even like see that stuff. Create a new layer for my pupil. Let's go with kind of like a nice bluish gray for the base color. And to make this easier, I'm gonna grab my elliptical selection tool. I'm gonna go to the middle of this and then just holding Alt and Shift, making sure that I'm just selecting the pupil area. That way I don't have to worry about painting. So let's grab the brush tool, make that bigger. So here's my this is like the pupil area. Sorry, the iris. Let's go with some smaller brushes. Let's go with like a little darker color. Just gonna bring down this. I'm not being precise, I'm just kind of being like, you know, just kind of lackadaisical with this. I'll choose another color. Oops. Cancel. Well, whatever. Maybe we'll go with like darker. Do smaller. This time I'll do like some curls. Oh, actually, let me undo that. So that's gonna be like the base of the eye. I'm gonna make a new layer. There we go. I'm gonna make another new layer. Switch my color. Go a little smaller with my brush. And just, oh, that was a little bad. And then maybe I'll go like extra light with this. Something over here. Another layer. And this time I'm only going to do like the outer. You know, something like that. Maybe one more layer. Kind of like a nice darker gray. And then I'll just do, you know, something in here. Maybe something over here. Okay, and then I'm going to take my layers. I'm going to do filter, Gaussian blur, and just kind of have fun with it. All right. So filter, blur, make sure I'm on the correct layer, Gaussian blur. Maybe pull it back just a little bit. Yeah, something like that. Blur. And I'm doing a different level each time because I want each one to be different. I go drastic with it. Yeah, maybe something like that. All right, so Control D to deselect, turn off my UVs. File. So I'm going to save a copy of this. So I want a Photoshop version of this. So let's go Photoshop. I just want this to be like I_UV. And then I'll save a JPEG of it. This is going to be my in_01 because maybe I want to change this later. Make sure that's at max quality, hit OK. Let's pop back over to Maya. Let's go to object mode. I didn't save this, so I probably should save it. And then I'm just going to right click, assign new material. I'm going to do a blend because eyes are, you know, a little shinier. If I go ahead and do edit, delete by type history, it'll pull up my shader as the last option, which is right here. So this is going to be my eye shader. I want to map a color to this, so I'm going to hit the map button, then I'm going to select file. Not sure why I'm getting an error. And then I'm going to select a file, that UV in JPEG, make sure my texture is on. Oh, strange. Uh-oh, it would help if I turned the default shader off. Okay, so here is my eyeball. Kind of looks cool with the veins if I ever get to see that. So let's just do another save. Okay, so this is my eyeball. And you know what, I'm just going to delete my previous eye group. So this is going to be my left underscore I. And I want to place this in my creature. So I'm going to come up here, see object mode, just to make this look a little back to normal. Ooh. Here we go. So I'm going to bring this up in the side view. I'm just going to press 4. And I want the center of that eye to meet the center of that area. And then we're going to scale this down. Make sure that you're doing this uniformly so that you don't get like a squished eye. And then over here in our front view, I'm going to make sure that it's at the spot that it needs to be. Alright, so maybe back a little bit. I'll like rotate it this way. Something like that. Once I have my eye position done, I'm going to take this, I'm going to group it, so Control G. So that gets me my left underscore I group. And then I'm going to duplicate this. And then on the scale X, we're going to change this to -1. Switch it to the other side. Modify freeze transforms. Change that to the right eye group. And then change this to right eye. So now we've got some eyes in here. Wow, the blue just like really doesn't work for this reindeer. So maybe I'll change that later. But that's essentially how you create an eye. There's so many different ways to create eyeballs. This is just one way. So, yeah. So a little bit more cartoony. I'll still do the same. Just going to come in here, edges. Select every other one. Delete those. Open up my UV editor, just create camera based. Double check which one's flipped. The red one is flipped, so modify flip. Scale that way down because that's just going to be white. And then I'm going to take this and put that here and just kind of try and keep it like super large. UVs, image, UV snapshot. I'm going to change this to cartoon. UV or cartoon eye, UV out, apply and close. Go over to Photoshop. Let's open that new one. open, cartoon eye, UV out. So this time we're going to do white. So I'll create a new layer. That's my white layer. Bring it below the UV layer, double click UV, and then above the white we're going to essentially create a, let's see, got an ellipse tool. I'm gonna switch my color to black, so this should be black. I'm gonna go to the center of this. I'm gonna drag out, and then when I hold shift, it'll make it a circle, and then when I hold alt, it'll drag it from the center. So let's do something like that. Let me just move it. Then I'll change the color. Let's do like green. Whoops. Oh no. Fill, green. Do another shape. Why can't I think of the like anime eyes? New window. No, that's not what I want. Sparkle cartoon eyes. Kind of. Oh, okay. Alright. I know what I did wrong. So I'm gonna duplicate that. And this back one. Hold shift and alt. Just make it a little bit bigger. And then change the color of that. There we go. I knew I was forgetting something. Yeah, something like that. Turn off that UV layer. assign new material, so I'm right clicking on that. We can do a Fong this time. Make sure to delete the history, go to Fong. Cartoon eye shader. Color. File. Map it. And there you go. You now have a stylized cartoon eye. So there's this little trick that you can do. So if I select this, and then I select this, I can go up to modify, and then match transformations, and then if I just match all transformations, and then I just hide this, that eye is now at the place where I want it. So this style kind of works a little bit more with this reindeer. So either one, whichever one you want to do. Oh, that's creepy. It's got like a lazy eye. Alright, I hope this video was fun. Yeah, alright. Peace out.